Hello guys, this is the tutorial that we're gonna use description in the app sync, which is a service that the AWS provide for us. So for now, I'm gonna create a new API. So I will say build from scratch and click start. So the API name I'll say test app. Alright, and we create. So for now, we actually we had to go to the data source. On the left side, there is a data source. So before we created the data source, I'm gonna go to DynamoDB, created a new table. On the left side, here is a table, and I will say created table. This table name I will say test GraphQL. Alright, and this key I'll say is gonna be test key, and the second key, no second key. Alright, we create. Alright, and now this is my DynamoDB table. So we go back to the app sync and created the data source. This data source I would say DynamoDB test QL DynamoDB test GraphQL DynamoDB. Alright, and the data source I'm gonna choose data source type. I'm gonna choose Amazon DynamoDB table, and the region I'm gonna use US East 1, and the table name I will choose test GraphQL, and here is automatically generate GraphQL. Alright, we open this. So for this one, this is my key, but right here I'm gonna add some I'm actually gonna add some items. So first item I'll say test volume 1, and it's gonna be a string type, and the second volume test volume 2, and this is gonna be string type. Alright, and we go down. I'll just say create, and now we can go back to the Unreal. So for now, I'm gonna create it an actor, and this actor I will say test GraphQL. Alright, and the first thing after the gameplay is gonna be, oh no, it's AWS app GraphQL API helper. For the host, what am I gonna put is my we go to the setting, and then here is the API URL. You can just copy, and we go back and paste it, but we're gonna delete something actually from the slash, delete them, and after this slash, delete it. Alright, and now we're gonna put the API key. This is my API key, copy. Alright, and now actually what we're gonna do, and now we can scribe GraphQL description. So we're gonna use the header. So for the header, we can just make empty array, and the kilo parameter, we indeed need the kilo parameter, and the endpoint. The endpoint is going to be our API URL, and actually we're gonna put a handler. So what we're gonna create it for this. So first of all, I'm gonna create a new blueprint class. This is gonna be description handler. I will call this test GraphQL handler. Alright, so actually here's something that I do need to override. First of all, receive data message. So I will use this function for example. So after the description get get its information, it will call this function. It will have this callback. Alright, and so for now I'm gonna construct object from class. So this class is gonna be task GraphQL handler, and the author is gonna be self. So I will use this handler to make a variable. I will say handler object. Alright, and the handler, we're gonna use this. And after the script, the GraphQL description, we're gonna use our handler to connect. And after the connect is not gonna be very quick, so I will delay 1 second. And after the 1 second, I'm gonna test to see if the handler object is connected. So if it's connected, so and we're gonna use this handler object, and here's a node we call send start description request, and here is authorization. Right here, app sync GraphQL API helper. We're gonna use this authorization. Alright, and now we can go back to the FireCamp. So I'm gonna create a project. This project name is gonna be test GraphQL. Create, and here's I'm gonna add request. This request is gonna be GraphQL. So just test 01. Okay, and now for this URL, I'm gonna use my API URL. And the header, no need as accept, and the volume is not gonna be JSON, it's gonna be GraphQL. The key x-key API. So the volume is gonna be the API key. So this is gonna be X API key, not a X a key API. Alright, and now we click here. And now we click the uncreate test GraphQL. Alright. So we're gonna put them all. Actually, I think there's no need to put input, just like this. So I'm gonna copy to my UE4. Here's Q. Alright, and now we don't give any variable, we just leave it blank. For the ID, I can just use for now I'll just use a random ID. So here is like UID generator. So I'll just generate a new UID and put it here. So actually we're gonna do some changes. Here is the endpoint for the HTTPS. We're not gonna need this, we need WSS. And here is app-sync-API, but actually I'm gonna put dash real-time. Alright, so for now after the 1 second I'll just print to see if it's successfully. So here I'll just print the message. If it's successful, create it script this request, and I'm gonna drag my task GraphQL and click play. True. So, but basically nothing is gonna happen because we didn't create the test GraphQL. So first thing, we're gonna go back to the handler. After on receive data message, I will just print string. I will print the data. Okay, and we're gonna click apply. It's true, connected, and we go back to FireCamp. So I'm just gonna uncheck this. I'm gonna delete this and click create test GraphQL. Let me just restart this software. So here I'm gonna click create test GraphQL. So put all the items in. For the test key, I'll just say 1, 2, 3. Test value, I will say A, B, C. And test value 2, D, E, F. Alright, yeah. Alright, so on the aerial side, I'm gonna click apply. And it returns true, it connected, and I'm gonna click this button. Now it print the data. And now actually we go back to DynamoDB. If we refresh this page, it has the value. So let's change some values. On the test key, I will say 79, and test value 1, I will say C. Alright, so this is my FireCamp, and this is my Unreal Engine. So I'm gonna click play. It returns true successfully, and I'm gonna go back to FireCamp and click this button. You see, it prints all the data.